Honey, I'm home. Oh, I forgot I'm not married.
Hey, Critic! Heard you're gonna review Foodfight. Good luck to you, man. I heard the Nazis would have used it if they ran out of bullets.
Critic, are you sure you want to review Foodfight? It's the first movie to ever get a -% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hello, Nostalgia? Critic, this is the Irony Grocery Store. We were hoping to indulge your nervous breakdown by advertising a series of trigger products. Mr. Clean, Mrs. Buttersworth, and Starkist Tuna are all on sale this week. Irony Grocery, a division of Threshold Entertainment.
That was louder than I was expecting. I'm out of here. Oh my God, sir, this is amazing. How long have you had this?
1 million years.
I'll take it.
What the hell is Foodfight? Why does everybody want me to review it?
Well, according to our research, Foodfight is one of the worst, if not the worst, animated film of all time.
Worst? Like, worst?
It only came out last year, but it seems to be growing an underground following at a surprisingly rapid rate.
If our data serves correctly, this flop could be as popular as The Room and Birdemic combined. It could easily be the next big thing.
Only a few online critics have reviewed it so far, which means its potential can still be milked like a lactating Clarabelle cow.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that if I jump aboard the bandwagon before it even becomes a bandwagon, I could be one of the frontrunners of the bandwagon?
Potentially.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna be at this air one of the most popular bad anime films of all time.
I wouldn't be too hopeful, Critic. Here's a video of the last person who tried to review this movie.
Oh, I'm sure he's fine. Keep checking those numbers. It's the least you can do to indulge the brilliant intellectual minds I decided to write for you all of a sudden.
What is this movie?
Dying's for fools. I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen.
Oh no. No, I know what this is. I thought they canned this thing over a decade ago. Well, sit tight, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to have ourselves a food fight.
Well, it's a little hard to talk about this piece of shit without addressing its background.
This ill-fated film was the brainchild of Larry Kasanoff. It came out in the year 2012, and it features an all-star cast, including Charlie Sheen, Wayne Brady, Hilary Duff, Eva Longoria, and even Christopher Lloyd.
I'm sure all of these people will be just as big in 2012 as they were in 2002.
You'll be sorry!
There's only one catch here. The film was supposed to come out in 2003. In late 2002, all the film's files were reportedly stolen.
Really? Somebody wanted to steal this?
In what was quoted an act of industrial espionage, an entire movie right down the drain.
At this point, some people would give up. They'd say, that's the breaking point. We tried, team. Good job. Round up next week. But not Larry Kasanoff. He was not one to accept defeat willingly.
The next 10 years of this film's production cycle are shrouded in mystery, but one thing is known. They spent all of it trying to bring this film back to life like some sort of proverbial Frankenstein's monster. Perhaps it was because it just meant so much to them, or perhaps it was because they believed in it with hearts and minds.
Or maybe it had something to do with them sinking $65 million into it.
$65 million?
Ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth, you can't make this shit up.
Well, maybe it'll be like Waterworld, where at the very least the size and scale of the production can be impressive. So, let's find out by taking a look at Foodfight.
This movie takes place in your average American supermarket, dubbed Marketopolis Market.
Redundant much redundant?
Oh, off to a good start already.
Good night, Mr. Leonard. Don't work too late now.
Just closing up. Nothing much happens around here after dark.
Now that is exactly what someone would say if something much does happen around here after dark.
$65 million, folks. Clearly the money is on the screen. By God, look at this. How could that amount of money go into something that's so shitty looking? Was somebody actually deranged enough to team up Uwe Boll and Tommy Wiseau as this film's budget accountants? The money laundering from this must be a loophole black hole.
And much it does happen. After dark, the supermarket transforms into a city? I'm pretty sure that's what happens. You got a better answer?
I'm not exactly sure how this works, if the store actually transforms at night or if Marketopolis is a state of being. But this world exists and can only be described as what your nightmares would look like if they never rendered properly.
The first shot of this movie is just an unbroken, constant barrage of information. It's introducing all these characters, but none of them do or say anything significant. What's this? Who's this? Why is this happening? Oh, he's gone. Was that our main character? I guess he doesn't want to be here either. Maybe the main character is this terrifying dancing elephant, or this king frog, or maybe it's his farts, or maybe... Is that Mr. Clean? Did Mr. Clean just show up in my movie? Okay, let me get this straight. We are 2 minutes and 39 seconds into this movie. We haven't even seen the definitive main character yet, and Mr. Clean has already rolled up to the party, and they spent the joke about him getting dirty already.
Come on. Oh, goddamn. How do I turn this shit off? How do I turn this shit off? Sweet release.
No! So here we finally meet our main character, Dex Dogtective, voiced by Charlie Sheen.
Listen up, fat cat burglar.
Wait a minute. What was that character's name?
Listen up, fat cat burglar. I'm giving you one last chance.
Okay, first of all, Disney, sue something. Second, is the movie actually so stupid that it can't tell the difference between a rat and a cat? I mean, look at that thing. It's so fucking obviously a rat. $65 million and they can't even tell the difference between a rat and a cat? Isn't it kind of a no-brainer you don't give $65 million to a person who would fail a Fisher-Price barnyard animals game?
The kitty cat goes...
Squeak, squeak! Give him all our money! Clearly we're dealing with artistic genius here! I pooped myself. Give him an extra grand for that.
I'm giving you one last chance to hand him over before I cash in your coupons for you.
So good to hear that voice coming out of that dog.
It is you, the great Dex Detective, who's about to take a fall.
If I had a raisin for every time I've heard that one.
Hey, what?
Honeybee? Flower? Mouse? Cheese? Dog?
Raisins? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Dex is a crime fighter, putting a roof on all the local acts of skullduggery and mischief. Here we see him working to thwart a catnapping.
And I know what you're thinking. Boy, have the Ratchet and Clank games really gone downhill. But actually, it's just Dex saving a bunch of kittens from a villain that, like in most bad movies, won't connect to anything else in the plot.
It's just you and me, fat cat. Now fork over the little guys and no one gets hurt.
I'm gonna kill you.
Wow. We're just gonna go right there?
Is that so wrong?
How do we even broach this? Son of a bitch is falling out of the sky like a goddamn sarcophagus. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. And he sticks the landing!
That's the only 10 this movie's getting.
So the kittens are saved by McGruff the Crap Dog. For the record, I was also considering Indiana Bones. And he heads on over to what else?
No worries. You can do it. As long as you got me to help you. Did I mention me?
His sassy black sidekick.
Here we meet Dex's best friend, Daredevil Dan, a chocolate squirrel whose main character traits are broken motion capture and making Wayne Brady seem like he's not an actor.
Chill, dog. You think you're talking to? Relax, bro. Oh, pizza. Yo, I told you, dog. Great idea. You my man.
Brought to you by the leftover racism from Transformers 2.
What did they film this movie on? Microsoft Connect?
Relax, bro. We're talking about sunshine goodness. You could give her a crackerjack ring and she'd still say yes.
Who gets excited when he learns that Dex is going to ask his sweetheart to marry him? Who is his sweetheart?
I knew you'd find me.
Fuck is that? That scariness is apparently Sunshine Goodness, played by Hilary Duff. A cat mascot for raisins created by a designer who clearly has to ask himself more questions about his sexuality.
Oh god, there's something so unsettling about her character. I feel like I have to try to avoid her line of sight to be comfortable. Although it doesn't seem like that's gonna be too hard. I just want to point out that this magical melon ball exists on the top layer of this reality at all times. Well, that's some good sweatshop CGI there.
Hungry, tough guy?
Hiya, kitten.
How about we get Chef Boyardee to make us a huge feast-amongst dinner?
And yes, I too realize that she looks much more like a human and practically nothing like a cat. Are cats hard to draw? Did a cat snub you at a party so you refused to portray them on any form of film? The idea of them getting married gets Daredevil Dan so touched that he cries pellets.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Am I dead yet?
I don't know.
So here's a little something I had to figure out for myself about this movie.
That is essential to understanding the central concepts in this film.
It is never directly referred to at all, not even once. You see, the characters all refer to themselves as Ikes, because they are all, in their own words, icons of a brand of grocery store product, which I guess would explain Mr. Clean from earlier. I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, who knows. From now on, I'm gonna go by Jet. I'm not gonna tell you why, just figure it out, dick. So, before Dex can pop the question, Sunshine B's a total bitch and walks off into the sunset, even though it's completely obvious that he's about to pop the question.
Don't worry, it'll just be a minute. Save my ice cream. I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this on ya. We all know that's pretty much what you're saying.
Don't worry. It ain't like it's the last time you're ever gonna see Sunshine again.
That's the last time we're seeing Sunshine, isn't it?
Sure enough, she does disappear, and 6 months later, Dex gives up the dog detective business and decides to open up a club called the Copa Banana.
Oh yeah, and tits on a bird too, as well, also?
Shot, close your eyes, it's inappropriate.
You monster, let me see those melons.
While that's going on, a salesperson played by Christopher Lloyd comes in, and what the hell am I looking at?
You must be Leonard.
You know, I'd make a comment here, but I'm genuinely worried he might actually have a disability. And then who looks like the bad guy? I mean, okay, this guy's still a little bit because he's a bad guy in the movie, but that mostly me. Mostly John.
I'm your new Brand X representative.
I wasn't expecting any new products.
Your customers won't know how they lived without Brand X.
Okay, this went from submitting a stick figure to an art museum embarrassing to shitting your pants in front of Pixar claiming it's your magnum opus embarrassing. Though we'll see how that turns out. But what the fuck's going on here?
Oh, I'll make space. It's practically addictive. Survival of the fittest, Leonard.
Was it really somebody's dream to give a personality to mask number 5 from The Dark Knight? Would you trust a guy if he was selling something and looked and acted like this?
Good evening, madam. Can I interest you in my product? It's called Evil Poison Bites Death.
I'm sorry, that doesn't seem like a product I'd be interested in.
Oh, come now. It'll provide your business with the wholesome, attractive image of Satan's anus that it so desperately needs.
I'm going to knee you in the crotch if you don't leave right now.
That's just what the Jehovah's Witness said. Be honest, I came on too strong, didn't I?
So the grocery store owner, of course, agrees to such a puppy dog looking man, and Brand X begins to be brought into the store.
No one wastes me chips and gets away with it. Brand X will pay. Arr.
So wait, the chips can also see and talk when we're in the supermarket reality? When does the city reality become the supermarket reality? Is there a divide here? When does it transition from them walking around to being a bag of chips on the shelf? Is this like Toy Story rules, or is this like the Fountain rules, where there's no rules?
Oh, God help us, I think this is Fountain rules.
It's been 6 months since Sunshine's disappearance, and we find Dex moping in his office because he's an asshole and lost his girlfriend. Dan tries to cheer him up with some good old-fashioned practicality.
You got a club to run, and you can bet the Copa Banana's gonna be...
His mouth doesn't even sync up. They didn't even try there. What's he doing with his legs? Look at his legs! Why are they constantly moving around like that? It's like if FDR came back to life and tried to show everyone what legs do.
Well, of course I can provide you with a backstage pass to the Copa Banana.
Let him go, Cheezel.
Dex, what a pleasant surprise.
Is that a poop rat? Is that a poop rat?
What? What is it? Am I threatening you? You threatening me? Who's the threat here?
You despise me, don't you?
Bad touch, stranger danger.
So, after a series of Orwellian horrors, we arrive at the Copa Banana, the talk of the town club that Dex runs. Now that is some dancing that's gonna get you laid, let me tell you about it.
Which is the hangout for big name icons like...
Have I been eating too many raisins, or is that the California raisins?
Is that Charlie the Sun-Kissed Tuna? Mrs. Buttersworth? Well, wait, Mr. Clean is back?
This movie's just a giant product placement, isn't it? Wait a second. Even on the front cover, the main characters are taking a back seat to the product placement.
Oh my god, this is despicable! Is the only reason they finished this movie because they had the rights to all these identifiable brand names? Was it for the payout?
The funny thing is that the people who obviously said no to using their product icons in this movie all have really ugly, really bitter substitutes that, I guess, are trying to stick it back to the people who denied the use of their image. Like, this is their version of Chiquita Banana.
Do I look like the Dairy Queen to you?
Oh, that's just sick, lady. Well, don't bring that up here. There's kids in the audience. Hell, I'm an adult in the audience and I'm offended. Don't bring that trash here.
And this is obviously supposed to be the Keebler-Elves.
I hate you! No, Sue! Get in.
The Brawny Man.
Stop it, no, that hurt!
What is going on? How am I supposed to react to any of this?
And gee, a chocolate cereal vampire? I wonder who that's supposed to be.
Chocolate vampire used to have cards.
You're looking pretty good for biting it.
Most of them are portrayed as either stupid, ugly, or not very helpful. It's kind of like the movie's way of saying, oh yeah, you missed out, guys. You too could have been in a movie where farting is the highlight and people trip into other people's butts. I think we know who the losers are in this deal. Give him another grand.
Who would do something like that? That's despicable. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to blow off some steam with my Hot or Not app.
Where you can rate your friends, match up, and even chat.
Peanut Butter Gamer, is he hot or not? Yeah, that's hot. Jacques, whew, baby, that's hot. Dinosaur Bones? Well, I don't know about that. They've been in the ground for a while. Not!
Surely no one actually believed in this heaping molten mess, did they?
We gotta move.
And I guess the representative of Brand X in this world is Lady X.
Voiced by Eva Longoria.
A supposedly sexy seductress with the dead, lifeless eyes of a plastic blow-up doll and a personality just as interesting to match.
Whose dashing looks cause a stir in the club.
Foodfight!
We got one! We got one, ladies and gentlemen!
Of all the produce bars in all the supermarkets in all the world, she had to walk into mine.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Every scene that has Dex in it has to end in a bad pun. And I know what you're thinking, oh, Nostalgia Critic, you say every about everything, but no, literally, every scene ends with a bad pun.
Time to banana split out of my club. My problems are just a hill of coffee beans. Let's snap, crackle, and pop out of here. How the ho-hos can this be happening? I don't know if I can cut the mustard. I've got a bone to pick with this guy. Holy chips. It sure does a body good.
Some of them don't even make a lick of sense.
Let's strawberry jam out of here.
And the only thing more demeaning than that is all the sexual innuendos. Oh yeah, there's a ton of those in this too.
It's not even really for kids. It's weirdly sexual and inappropriate in places it shouldn't even be.
I want to scrub your bubbles, Dex.
She's got a real sweet tooth for chocolate.
You already eat through to his hollow center?
Are those melons real?
There are some stains you can never wash out.
Dan's your man. Melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
It warms my heart the way you love my raisins, tough guy.
Because a movie like this clearly needs that adult edge for the audience they're obviously going for.
What can I say? Chicks dig chocolate.
Like there's some grown-up somewhere watching this movie with their kids saying, well, I was gonna turn this off and not expose my child to such a piece of shit, but then it acknowledged I'm a pervert in a way that my kid won't understand. This movie gets me.
I don't even know what's happening in the film at this point.
The innuendos are so many and so strange, you have to wonder if the director had some sort of other sexual agenda on his mind.
Crying over spilt milk.
This is a fetish film. Between the innuendos, the cat lady, and the fact that every outfit this woman wears, even a dominatrix would say is too silly, fetish film. And by the way, plaid gloves? Really? The design is so weird that creates the illusion that her hands are on backwards. On top of that, it looks like her arm is melting in Al Borland's shirt. Is this actually a popular thing and I just never noticed?
You've been through the wash plenty. I can see it in your eyes.
So as the story goes on, and by story going on I mean becoming a fever dream, a line of evil products called Brand X are setting up shop in Marketopolis Market in an attempt to push out all the other Ikes from the supermarket. Bad things start to happen around town, including the deaths of some of the company mascots themselves.
So Dex starts to notice something along with stereotype number 20 here.
Are you saying what I think shoes is saying?
Hey, what's yous Italians getting upset about, sis? That being that Lady X is starting to rub out the other characters.
Oh, you have to help me, Dex, before I go bald! Not that bald isn't beautiful!
I don't get involved.
Really? Mr. Clean showed up just for that one joke?
Finally free. What year is it?
Well, it's 2014. Who are you, though?
I've been trying to finish this movie for decades. You made it past the 20-minute mark? I can never get past the part where the squirrel shits out of his eyes.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Quick, hide! He'll be coming for us! Oh God! It's him! It's him! No! That's what he does! He raises your level of cleanliness to impossible levels of upkeep! Banana split! Let's blow this popsicle stand! Kumquats! I don't know, whatever!
Well, that just sort of happened to me. I mean, I didn't even participate in that.
It was cool though.
Realizing his town needs help, Dex finally snaps out of his depression and decides to look into things further.
I still got it.
So Dex decides it's time to go get some answers from the street.
Everybody seems to be searching for...
Oh my God, his dick's talking. His dick's talking. That's it. Game over, man. Game over.
Mayhaps a reward for the reckless rodent?
Tell me you wouldn't be shocked if they went that direction.
But this dish is extra spicy.
Yeah, something else you'll notice is the motion capture arm acting. I guess because the expressions in this movie are non-existent, all the acting comes through how much the characters awkwardly wave their arms. It's like watching C-3PO have a seizure, but even he somehow would have more expression on his face than these guys.
Not that bald isn't beautiful!
R2-D2, where are you?
Oh, but being filthy can be loads of fun. Don't you think so, Dex?
There are some stains you can never wash out.
For God's sakes, work on your aim.
I want to know how you rubbed out all those Ikes last night.
I want to know how you managed to raise $65 million with this script.
What a surprise! We find out Eva's character has been running with the Brand X boys the whole time, and all she wants is Dex to join her in her evil plot for supermarket domination. Also, she's a Nazis and a Star Wars.
What the f***?
They're building an entire army of robotic exobites.
What the hell is an exobite? The lore is rich in this world, let me tell you. They expect you to know the source material going in, alright? Study up, it's a matter of respect.
So Dex and Dan go to get some answers from, you won't believe this, another scary demon of hell.
Man, Dex, why not?
God!
Why not Dr. Pepper, Dr. Anybody but...
I'm just gonna close my eyes and pray it goes away.
Elixir.
Brand X daytime!
No, it only got worse.
Discontinue, though!
Well, at least they're not pulling the ultimate insult by giving him a stereotypical Jewish accent.
But it's in the expiration station, and at the other end of the store. Now you'd never make it there before the supermarket opens. It's daytime!
Are there any other groups you like to insult? I mean, the human race is so vast and full of variety, I'm sure you can find the black face of every single person on the planet. In fact, why even focus on a group? Why not just show us ugliness in any shape or form? You're good at that.
So now it seems they've crossed from their supermarket world to the real world? I guess they could just mix and match this at will like I said as Fear and Loathing rules. There's no rules, come on! What is it today, Black Friday?
And just throw in whatever terrible, ungodly thing comes out of your head.
Oh, Larry, I am not...
Oh my god, I get it! I totally get it now! This movie is punishment for me to repent all the terrible things I've done in my life! Alright, if it'll stop you from scaring the living animal Jesus out of me, I'll confess! I'll confess!
Oh God! Oh God! Real world's horrible! Go back to the supermarket world!
I've made a huge mistake. Supermarket world's just as bad.
Just take me out of this scene!
So we're like halfway through this movie. I don't even understand how there's another half, by the way. And the confused writers are still throwing new characters at us out of the blue, such as this bat pervert who has the hots for chocolate people.
Clearly, this is supposed to be Captain Crunch.
Is that the enticing scent of rich, creamy chocolate? Are you chocolate? Are you made of chocolate? Really?
I am the undead. All right? The undead. No, you're not dead, but you're not exactly living either. It's sort of like being in summer school. Oh, come on, that's funny. Now that's funny. Let's not lose our senses of humor.
You have to have one before you can lose it.
So we're gonna fast forward a bit here. There are plenty of twists and turns, let me tell you, but we eventually end up at the climactic showdown between the Brand X guys and the Ikes. And what it ends up being is a 35-minute long, seriously, 35-minute long sequence of a grand scale war between Brand X and the Ikes.
So he comes back with a bigger army, and it looks like their battle has just begun.
Come and get me, baby.
He's on the roof! Get him!
Nay, not a war.
Food! Fight!
Oh, we're doing this again? I have a bag of confetti saved up.
Wow. Absolutely outstanding detail. Surely they must have asked Pixar to do this breathtaking work of genius. Actually, they did, and after reading the script, not only did they send this terrible animation as a joke, but they also attached a handwritten note saying, "Go fuck yourself," signed by John Lasseter. But the director was so lazy, he used the clip anyway. And wow, look at this amazingness. Surely they must have asked DreamWorks to have this incredible work done. Actually, they did! And after they read the script, they sent them this spit-in-the-face render, while also sending out a picture of Spielberg, Katzenberg, and Jeffen all mooning the camera and giving the finger. But again, the director was too lazy, so he used the clip anyway. Wow. Unbelievable wow. Surely such epic magnitude must have been asked to be done by Blue Sky.
Run while you can, Dex Dog Detective. For soon I'll have you sitting up and begging for mercy. Exobites, fly!
Launch out of my badge! There's enough fetish fuel in this movie for everybody!
Literally, this just goes on and on and on and on. It's just the same shot over and over and over of people falling over and over and over.
Look, here's a $65 million comedy. Perhaps you'd like to do something funny with it. So Dex makes it to Lady X's headquarters and discovers, big fucking shock, that she was behind Sunshine's disappearance the whole time.
I'll just leave you to it.
Raisins, Dex!
Sunshine gets her hands untied, throws a raisin to Dex, which he uses as a weapon, so he can untie the hands we clearly just saw she untied herself.
Oh, well, this isn't very much fun, is it? I think I just wet myself. It feels rather nice. Oh.
Fetish movie.
I'm sorry. I thought you were...
I'm here. We're together. I never stopped believing in you, Dex.
Did she go blind since the last time we saw her? I don't think she's looked him in the face once during this scene.
I never stopped believing in you, Dex.
It is Dex, right? Unless Scooby-Doo took steroids and somehow fought his speech impediment. But the spastic 80s rocker enters their world. Or was he always part of the world? Or is he sometimes in the world and sometimes not? Or is this all just some sort of unique punishment program they use in the Matrix? And the entire town decides they have to bring him down. And now, finally, we learn the big, disturbing, shocking twist. The villain of the movie the whole time was the villain of the movie.
So you built yourself a human robot and recalled Sunshine, then you stole her essence to make your elixir for Brand X.
No, just no.
All anyone ever wanted was that sweet sunshine goodness. No one bought my beautifully genetically giant prunes.
But how did you get in and out of the store? You're an Ike.
Perhaps if I do more ballerina twirls, the answer will become clear.
When you look like this, you can get them to do anything. But enough about me. Let's kill you!
They won't hit her. Not now, not never.
But I will.
Should I call this movie Catfight? Because she's a cat.
The bimbo's mine. Get ready, lady, because I'm gonna kick you where the sun don't shine.
And then the hot furry chick kicks the ass out of the hot dominatrix, all while the men make wicked funny jokes about her melons. And then she gets turned into an ugly woman, proving once and for all that if you're an ugly woman, no good can come out of you. Oh, and there's something having to do with Mr. Twinkie, Mr. Clean, a bunch of our products, but who cares? It's done! It's finished! My magnum opus for the horny, furry S&M catfight boxing fanfiction forum is finally completed! All I have to do is submit it. Oh no! I just sent it to my big shot agent in Hollywood! I'm ruined! Why the hell do they want $65 million for it?
Sunshine Chip slapped her back to ugly.
Gross.
Oh, I see. So the hot girl was actually ugly all along. Not just inside, but outside too. Well, that's a relief because now there's absolutely no hang-ups about hating her.
All I ever really wanted was you. Well, you and world domination.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a spam.
You know what just hit me? This is the movie that turned Charlie Sheen insane. I mean, really think about it. The timelines add up. He constantly had to be called back for redos, and if you had to return to this for 10 fucking years in a row, wouldn't it kind of make sense that you would start talking like this?
It was epic. The run I was on made Sinatra, Flynn, Jagger, Richards, all of them just look like droopy-eyed, armless children.
Good job, Foodfight. Good job. So Sunshine agrees to marry Dex. A last-minute message is thrown in for no reason.
Yeah! Ugly people never win! That's the moral of the story, guys!
Whatever that means. And just when you think you're allowed to flee this cauldron of eye rape, they decide there's so much more funny they need to get out.
I want to see what's under that hat.
I love you, kitten.
We see things so much clearer.
Hilarious. So that was Foodfight.
Oh, for a minute there, I almost felt a tear.
Why are you afraid to express your emotions?
Charming. So that was Foodfight.
I'm warm! No, wait. Yeah, no, I'm still a little cold.
Here on the bright side.
Nicely done. So that was Foodfight.
You really cut the cheese on that, Lieutenant Buck?
Shut up! Shut up! Every second you speak is killing something I used to love inside of me. Will you please just shut up? God! This is awful! That's awful! I'd much rather read the credits like I'm reading a memoriam of poor people who dedicated their lives to this horribleness! All adding up to shit! $65 million of shit!
And you know what? The price of the movie doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, it does. A lot. But the point I'm trying to make is whether it was made for $65 million or just $65, there is nothing to be proud of in this movie. Everybody should be ashamed for even acknowledging it exists. I feel like Beelzebub's ballsack just for drawing attention to it. The animation is the worst. They never look alive. The jokes are the worst. They never once get a laugh. The characters are the worst. They're all just stereotypes of stereotypes. The plot is the worst. It's a joke. Literally, it's all written as a joke, but one with no good setup or punchline. It is one of the worst pieces of commercialized dog shit I have ever seen in my entire life. And given the roundup of movies I've done over the years, that's saying a lot. In fact, I don't think Human Hands could have made it. I think something much more horrendous and disrespectful had to pull its energy together and make something so awful. Oh my god. I just figured it out. The horrible CG animation, the awful stereotypes, the tremendously unfunny humor, the fact that everything in this movie is despicably awkward and unnatural. My god! I know who directed this film! Also need way more fart jokes. Lots of more fart jokes. This is gonna be a galata for the Foodfight tour. From hell's motherfucking heart, I stab at thee! Wait a minute. It is done. But the evil will never truly go away. This is the worst animated film I have ever seen. Hands down, no comparison. Its scars are left deep inside of me. Why did I do it? For you. I did it for you. Because I know that I have seen the worst. I know that no other form of animation will ever be worse than Foodfight. And because of that, I know for a fact that this film will forever, in the history books, always be seen as passe!
Yep, since you started the review, the movie's popularity has already died out.
But that was a fucking half hour ago!
Well, that's practically 5 years in internet time.
Yes, people knew it was going to be the next popular thing to mock.
So they decided not to mock it at all.
Wait, so the popularity of something can fade even before it becomes popular?
Mm-hmm, we call it the hipster effect.
Knowing something is going to be ironically cool suddenly makes it traditionally cool.
So, to be ahead of the curve, they decide to not even make it ironically cool.
Hell, even thinking about it probably cuts its lifespan in half.
So you're telling me that sitting through all this misery, the worst animated film of all time was?
A complete waste of time.
Sorry, buddy.
And there's nothing I can do about it?
Not unless you want to somehow do a review of the Attorney General of Crimea.
She is on fire right now. Oh, she is adorable.
Oh, I just want to eat her up.
Oh, look, she smiled.
Oh, she's like the Jennifer Lawrence of warfare.
I just want to pinch her cheeks, but I respect her.
To all those critics foolish enough to think that they can review Foodfight, I won't lie to you about your chances. You have my sympathies. It will not leave you the same way it found you. Its scars run deep. If there is anyone out there damn insane enough to try and take on this film, all I have to say is, be strong, be brave, beware.
I guess some things you just never forget. Some scars never heal.
I don't even like you. When I take time to put you in a goddamn log, it's bullshit. I'm getting out of here.
Here, get out! No, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Ow! 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 Why are you looking at your hand while stabbing me? Ow!
That's for reviewing Foodfight.